is Radio Romania International. You are listening to our 1-hour broadcast in English for listeners in Western Europe and Japan. We can also be heard on the internet at www.ri.ro, Channel 1. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter and other social media platforms. Our programs are also available on TuneIn, Radio Romania International 1, and in Europe via satellite Eutelsat 16A on 11,512 MHz, vertical polarization, azimuth 16 degrees east. We wish you good reception conditions.
Welcome, I'm Mihaela Ignatescu with the news. The headlines. The ruling coalition in Romania has decided that presidential and parliamentary elections will be held on time in November and December. 2 people are in temporary custody in Bucharest after being caught selling drugs brought from the Netherlands. And Romania and Saudi Arabia have signed a memorandum of understanding on strengthening commercial ties in the field of agriculture. The ruling coalition in Romania has reached consensus on the exact dates of the presidential and parliamentary elections following the talks Prime Minister Marcel Ciolacu had earlier this week with political parties. Thus, the first round of the presidential election will be held on November 24, with the second round slated for December 8th. Parliamentary elections will be held on December 1st. Initially, the Social Democrats and the Liberals agreed to organize the presidential election in September, but the latter changed their mind. We recall that local and European Parliament elections were held on June 9th. 2 people are in temporary police custody in Bucharest after they were caught selling 10,000 ecstasy pills. According to the Directorate for Investigating Organized Crimes and Terrorism, one of them had brought to Romania by road some 7.5 kilograms of ecstasy and 10 grams of cocaine procured from the Netherlands, drugs that he transported to and stored in Brașov County. The investigators say that the traffickers intended to sell the drugs with a market value of approximately 220,000 euros at music festivals in Bucharest and across the country. One of them is also accused of having sold last month different amounts of high-risk drugs and psychoactive substances. Romania and Saudi Arabia signed on Thursday a memorandum of understanding aimed at strengthening commercial relations between the 2 countries in the field of agriculture, especially in the vegetable sector, animal husbandry, but also in the use of modern technologies in the field of agriculture. Saudi Arabia is a market for Romanian cereals and will also become a market for products from our farms. The Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Florin Barbu, wrote on his Facebook page. He added that since 2019 there has been no government-level agreement between the 2 countries. The Romanian minister paid a formal visit to Saudi Arabia on Wednesday and Thursday, where he had high-level meetings with the Saudi authorities with the business environment as well as field visits. Europeans continue to stand with Ukraine and its efforts to fight off the Russian invasion, are overall in favor of supplying weapons, but oppose the deployment of troops to the former. A European Foreign Affairs Council survey reads, 20,000 Europeans were interviewed as part of the survey, the majority arguing the war in Ukraine will end through a negotiated truce, and Ukraine will not prevail on the battlefield. Ukrainians and Estonians interviewed believe, however, that the Ukrainian army will be victorious. Most Ukrainians oppose the idea of Ukraine conceding Russian-held territories in exchange for NATO accession. Additionally, nearly half of Ukrainians fear the United States could negotiate directly with Russia without Kyiv's consent should Donald Trump get re-elected at the White House this autumn. Romanian-American friendship is stronger than ever, evidence of which is the strategic partnership between the two states, the President of Romania, Klaus Iohannis, said in a message marking the National Day of the United States. Happy Independence Day to the United States of America and the American people, the President wrote on X. On Wednesday, the head of state attended a reception organized by the American Embassy in Bucharest. In her opening remarks, the U.S. Ambassador Kathleen Kavalek referred to the long-lasting friendship between the two countries and the nearly 30 years of strategic partnership, built on shared democratic values, trade relations, strong interpersonal relations, and security and defense cooperation. As NATO allies and partners, our commitment to Romania is unwavering and essential to protecting our shared values and way of life, Ambassador Kavalek added. The theme for this year's reception was the world of film and cooperation between the two states' film industries. The Never Sea Festival started on Thursday on the beach in Constanța in the southeast. The organizers estimate that 70,000 people from the country and abroad will participate daily in the biggest event that takes place on a beach in Europe. The festival is held under maximum security conditions and special measures have been announced. Never Sea takes place on an impressive 110,000 square meters and includes 4 stages. For 4 days, internationally recognized artists such as G-Eazy, Mahmut Orhan, Maluma, Salvatore Ganacci or Steve Aoki will be performing on the festival stages. And that was the news from Bucharest, Radio Romania International.